day in the life as a fitness coach. Most days I usually wake up about 4 or 5 a.m. and then go to the gym early, but instead I decided to go to the gym later today as I had quite a bit of work to do, and I started my day off with taking a shower and then making my post on Instagram to build a community and teach you guys. Then I hopped on the phone with some of my clients, check in their progress, see what's going on. I always love talking with these guys because it's more like I'm talking to a friend than anything else. Or just connecting, seeing what's going on, ask about life, fitness, nutrition, everything like that. Now, this is where I map out my day, make a Google sheet of what kind of stuff I need to get done, make it a clear checklist that shows a percentage of when I'm done with each task. That way I know exactly what to do today to stay on track with my week, my month, and my year. Then I decided to take a little break, go outside, get some sun on my skin, enjoy the nature, and I'm eating some strawberries and blueberries here just to give myself a little pause because I do have quite a big day ahead. It's really important to just take this time to just focus on your breathing, be grateful for the nature around you, enjoy life, and remember why you're doing this. Why are you going to work? Why do you want to get fit? Whatever your main goal is, just remember you're here for a reason. So you got to make the most out of your time while you're here. Plus, who doesn't love strawberries? Strawberries are literally one of the best fruits ever. They were $1 at the store. I was like, dude, I gotta grab these. Absolute steal. Good vitamins in there, really low calorie dense, so that means they're gonna keep you full for even longer, which is especially why I love them because I'm currently cutting down on my weight and allowing myself to get a little more lean. But it's also important that even when you're dieting or cutting down, make sure you're still eating enough, getting enough food, maintaining a fair level of energy throughout your day because you don't want to crash. You don't want to have to go to the gym and absolutely be smoked by the time you get there. I do eat a very high protein diet, as you'll see later, but this is just one of the snacks that doesn't really have any protein in it, but it will help keep me full and it has all the vitamins I need to help fuel my day. Then, after a little more work, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make some beef. So I made some beef, had some coffee, wrote out what I was gonna do for the day, got working on all that. It's super easy to track your calories when you're actually weighing your food. I'm gonna give you guys a recipe a little bit later, so keep an eye open for that. Now, this is more of the behind the scenes stuff that you really don't always see, but this time I was actually adding more resources, more modules for my clients and giving them more value than ever. Touching up on some nutrition plans, realizing what kind of stuff is needed, adding it accordingly. This is pretty much the work that not everyone shows you, but it is ultimately that at the end of the day, just some work. But work is different when you love it, so I recommend you find something you love, enjoy it, have it be your real passion. I am super, super grateful that although I don't have a desk job, I just have a desk job in my own house. I have the own freedom, my own time to eat the meals I want, get the protein in I want, train when I want, pretty much make my own schedule, and I'm very grateful for that. Now that it's a little later in the day, I got hungry again, and I'm trying to space out my protein just about every 2 to 3 hours in the day, so that way I'm maximizing my muscle protein synthesis, because if you just eat all of your protein in one meal, your body cannot digest that all at once. It has to be broken down into segments. So, I had the beef in the morning, I had breakfast before that, and then now we're making chicken and sweet potatoes. Very important to wash your hands when preparing chicken. You definitely don't want to get salmonella or anything like that, but just remember, it's really easy to cook. It's really not that hard. That's a lot of people think it takes a lot of time, but I almost see it as a little bit of a break. Even if you do have a busy schedule, busy work life, everything like that, there's a time and place for really short, quick, convenient meals. But if you're cooking and doing something like this, you can just batch cook and meal prep. Meal prepping is an awesome way to get your meals in without having to worry about how much time it takes, or if you're just sitting around and you're like, you know what, I don't want to cook right now. It's okay. So just take the current meal you're making and just make 3 to 5 portions of it. Eat the first one right now, obviously, because you're hungry. Have the second one maybe later tonight. Have a third one the next day. That way you have plenty of food and you don't have to worry about cooking all the time. But personally, I do enjoy cooking, so I do cook my meals fresh most of the time, but having a meal prep plan isn't always the worst. It's pretty fair to say that chicken is one of the, if not the best lean meat to have. Super high source of protein, super low calories as well. What I'm doing here is putting the rest in a bag so that way it's still going to be fresh. But I just like to cut off little bits of the fat and then cut it up into little cube slices. Now you might be wondering, why do we need low calorie foods? You want to become in a calorie deficit. That's ultimately how you're going to lose the fat you want. And in me, where I am right now, trying to lose a little bit more fat and build muscle at the same time because it can be done. That is how the muscle metabolism works, which we always talk about. We have a base level of calories we burn every single day if we were to just lay around or anything like that. And if you eat less than that, you burn more calories than you intake, you will be losing fat and you can build muscle at the same time, as long as you're getting the protein and training in the gym, right? That's what I'm trying to do here. Right now, I'm currently consuming 1,550 calories. I do not recommend you go down that low right away. What I do recommend is find your maintenance calories. You can find it online. There's plenty of calculators. And then minus that by 350. And then for week 2, minus that by 350 again, and another 350, and 350 again, pretty much 4 times. So once you're at that point, stay at those calories for a good while until you get to the body fat you want, because you will lose the weight. This is just another tip to save enough time. While I do love cooking, I don't want to spend more than an hour in the kitchen, so cutting your chicken up before is an awesome way to make sure it will cook all the way through. One, not giving you salmonella, but second, it actually cooks faster, so definitely a huge tip I do recommend. Sweet potatoes are another super low calorie dense food. I really like them because they're super filling and they do have a lot of carbs in them. Carbs are not the devil. Carbs are not going to make you fat. I don't care what any person who's doing keto says, they are not. It is calories in, calories out, like we just talked about. So what I do here is before this, I put it in the microwave. I stabbed a bunch of holes in it and then cooked it for 5 minutes. But let's see how these things are combined. Oh yeah, that's good. That's so good. I put a lot of seasoning on the chicken. It was delicious. Now it's time to head out to the gym. We are going to be doing a shoulders, biceps, and triceps day. I like to call it delts and arms. Pretty fun day. Let's get going. So just getting started here, we're doing some lateral raises. This is going to train the side delt, which is really cool because it's one of the most aesthetic looking parts of the body, in my opinion. It makes you have that wide look, kind of makes you pop. A lot of people focus on chest and arms, but shoulders are really, really underrated. If you want to know a little fun story, when I first started going to the gym, I actually didn't hit shoulders at all. I was like, I don't really care about shoulders. I want arms, I want a bigger chest, I want abs, I guess I want a back, and I want legs, but I don't really want shoulders. Why was I training shoulders over legs? You should definitely train every single muscle and do not follow the old me steps. That's probably why I incorporated this day into my lift. But my workout split, what I do is I work out 4 days a week, 1 hour per session. I make sure I'm just really quick in and out of the gym. I do 4 exercises and I like to use compound movements. Now what I'm doing here is I'm actually turning my arm a little bit inward. When I go down, you can see right here. So that way it's working a little bit of the rear delt because the shoulder is split up into 3 pieces. I don't want to get too science and specific on you, but there's 3 parts. There's the side delt, the front delt, and the rear delt. Now I want to train the rear delt and the side at the same time. So right there, the side is getting worked, and right there, the rear is getting worked. Make sure we're going really slow on the eccentric and fast, explosive on the way up. Boom. See, I'm powering up and using my muscle, and controlling on the way down is going to make it harder. It's going to allow you to build even more muscle as long as you have enough protein, you're getting enough sleep, and everything like that. A lot of people getting started in the gym are worried about what other people are going to think about them and how they're staring at you and everything like that, but it really doesn't matter. For me and everyone I'm friends with, everyone I talk to, if they see a beginner in the gym, they're going to be nothing but happy for you. Like, dude, that's awesome. That person is in the gym. They're showing up. They're doing their best. I promise, people just looking at you, it's just looking around. Don't really think much of it. It's not the end of the world. But what is super important is that you train with intensity, really push yourself. Now, if you're a beginner in the gym, you don't need to train as hard. But if you're past your first 6 months, past your first year, I do recommend you definitely push yourself. And the way I'm able to be in the gym for only 1 hour is because I'm using compound exercises. So what that means, it's a workout, it's training multiple muscle groups at the same time. Like I just said here, it's training your side delt and rear delt. For example, the bench press is training your shoulders, chest, and triceps. And when you use a majority of these workouts, you're going to get the more bang for your buck, working as much muscle as often as possible, because every muscle needs to be trained 2 times per week to maximally build muscle, which is exactly what we want to do. Now, this is completely optional, but what I do is I wear a t-shirt and then a tank top underneath, and I like to do this just because it feels fun to take it off. It's cool to see myself once I have the pump, and I surprise myself, like, wow, I'm pumped up, I'm full of blood. And if you don't already know, or if you're just getting started in the gym, when you work out, blood is actually moving to that muscle, making it even stronger, and that's what that feeling of the pump is. And if you've never experienced it before, get in the gym and experience it. It is a crazy feeling. You have all the blood right in the muscles you're training. It's really awesome here. Now, this tricep push down here, it's training the short head of my tricep, and I'm really pushing myself. I'm keeping it slow. I could easily let this thing fly up if I really wanted to, but I'm doing my absolute best and pushing myself to control it and actually use just the tricep and not other muscles and no gravity either. And then it's time to admire the gains. Admire what you built, even if you don't have that great of a physique yet. It's okay. Recognize you're getting started in the gym. you're enjoying yourself, you're making progress, right? Any improvement is good improvement. The fact that you're in the gym and working out is way better than you were yesterday. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Appreciating my progress, pushing myself here, ending it off. We started with some shoulders, did some triceps, now we're doing some biceps. To be completely honest, what I'm doing here is I'm on an incline bench and I'm curling using my biceps. And this workout absolutely burns. It melts my biceps. And I'm not a big fan, to be honest. I am a big fan because of how much muscle growth it gives me. But I'm gonna be honest, it hurts. But it's okay, because we get to admire the pump afterwards, admire what we built, because your body is a temple. You need to praise it, serve it, fuel it correctly with the right foods, give it enough sleep, and have the right mental motivation to keep pushing, to show up every day for yourself and know that what you're putting in is going to be worth it and you're going to get the results you want. That dream body is going to be yours. You can lose the fat. You can get a visible six-pack. You can do all of that. It's not as hard as you think. And one of the most important things is getting a full night's rest of 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So rest up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.